coming off the road. We were there for 11 days, and on the East Coast for a couple days, and to come home and have 9 days at home and two games, man, it's good for your reset button. You press that reset button when you get in and sleep in your own bed. Just go through your routine at home is definitely more relaxing. So it feels good, and it's good that we about to have a game every other day now. I think that's better for us, but also for the injuries that we got too, it's good to have the days in between.
How about for what's your leadership style sort of like evolved throughout the years? They said it's like 80% positive, 20%.
Yeah.
Is that evolve?
I just don't really. I'm not a real big vocal guy. I mean, if I see something on the court, I try to tell my teammates, and I want them to tell me when I mess up as well, or when I'm doing something great. And I just try to go out there and play, man. You can talk all you want, and you can, you can do all this beating in your chest and screaming and all that stuff is cool. It's cool to be passionate about the game, but I'm more so interested in can we win this possession, and I think that takes a lot of focus. I can't be worried about what Pat's doing or Draymond. I got to do my job and trust that they're going to do their job, and we're going to all come together and figure it out. So that's what leadership is. Just leading by example, doing your thing, and playing as hard as you can every possession. And, I think that's something I try to think about over the years, is not always trying to talk my way out of situations, just trying to play my way out of it and learn and get better and see what happens.
Are there certain guys that you learned from in terms of like how to be a leader?
Now, I was always taught, I don't even know when we say a leader, I don't even know what that means. It's a team game, and we all doing it together, and we all trying to figure this thing out together. So, obviously, guys with more experience could talk more about what's going on in the basketball game, but once you got everybody experience, what I'm gonna tell Clay, what I'm gonna tell Steph, you need to shoot better, or you need to follow through on your jump shot, or no, it's just mainly, if something goes on, we didn't talk a switch out, or we didn't talk a coverage out, we'll figure it out and move on, and still just go out there and do my job as a player and work on my game, and try to present it to to the team and to the rest of the world.
Who worked with you when you first came into the league? Who were the guys that you kind of, under their wing a little bit?
Well, like I said, experience that's leadership to me, is when you have experience and you can get that knowledge to younger players. That's what experience is. And I think I had Kurt Thomas my first year. I had Delonte West, who surprisingly was very, very good at the leadership stuff. He was really good at that. And as far as just teaching the young guys what he sees and how we can get better and how the game can slow down for us, he was great at that. Then I had Adrian Griffin, I had Daniel Marshall, and Francisco Elson, and Earl Watson, and Damian Wilkins, and Kendrick Perkins, and Nazi Muhammad. I'm just blessed to have such great influences as a young player, and that's what leadership is. You don't have to be the best player or score the most points, but if you've seen a lot and you can give information to the younger players on how to be better and how to make the game easier, that's leadership.
Were you saying that he recently said, hey, great job, and that meant, so much to him?
Yeah.
Do you sometimes, forget just how much, your voice means to these guys?
I'm more so, sometimes you kind of know. I think more so for me is I know my energy affects the rest of the team. So if I'm in my own way mentally, if I'm mad at myself for missing a shot, or if I'm hanging my head over a turnover, or I'm just feeling sorry for myself, I know my teammates see it, and it can kind of trickle down to the rest of the guys. So it's hard just being self-aware and just knowing that every play you have to be on point because your teammates watching. I might not say much, but how I perform out there, I know that I can influence my teammates to play hard, to just be confident, and that goes with encouragement as well. I had some great teachers over the years that encouraged me every day, and I know how great that was for me and how much it helped me with my confidence. So, like I said, being a leader is about gaining knowledge and giving it back to somebody that probably doesn't know. So for me, that's how I give my knowledge back that I learned, is to just, encourage Army Caspi and Pat McCall and the rest of my teammates.
Yeah, obviously, Monday is Jeff Kobe's jersey retirement. So what is your words to? Do you miss that guy?
I don't miss him as a competitor playing against him. Obviously, he was just such a all-world competitor, all-world just basketball player, just everything you want in a basketball player, you had it in Kobe. But I do miss the level of intensity that he brought to the court. He raises everybody, including the opponents, coaching staff, just everybody. He raises their level of play, and that's what great players do. And you can learn a lot from watching somebody like that.
Kevin, the fact that not only there's so many talented guys on this team, but they all have different leadership qualities and voices. How do you kind of see that come together and kind of play out with you and all the ones?
Like I said, if something goes on the court that needs correcting, that needs us to talk it out, we'll do it then. We don't wait till after the game, and I think that's the best part about it is that if it's a problem at that point, it's not like only Draymond's talking or only Steph or only Andre. It's all of us trying to work it out, even the coaches, and seeing how we can be better. And that's what just a team is about. It's not about one guy telling you what to do every second he's on the court. It's just about us growing together, us figuring it out together, and seeing how we can correct this problem and see how we can find an easy solution for it. So we're just working together, man. It makes it easier to come in here and just do your job.
What's your favorite Kobe memory? It could be playing against him, it could be otherwise.
Beating them in a second round in 2012. That was a proud moment, you know, playing so well and then finally beating this team in the playoffs. A couple years before, they eliminated us in the first round, so I can say that I 1-1 against Kobe in the playoffs. Not too many people can say that. So, but he does have 5 championships. But other than that, for me personally, that was a good moment.
What do you really like? For a lot of people, I think perceive him to be an asshole. I think people that got to get to know him knows quite different.
I mean, once you realize how somebody was brought up and what's their mindset, you can appreciate how they are. You know, it might not be the same way I am or another player is, but he handles situation his way, and that's what everybody wants at the end of the day is kind of do things their way, and that's how he approached basketball. And once you're that great, you pretty much can do whatever you want as far as, you know, how you want to approach the game, the tone that you want to, the chip that you want to play with, just anything. I feel like you can. If you're mentally locked in to every game like Kobe was, your attitude really doesn't matter. It's about how you play the game. So,
how was he like a guy to talk to or just off the court?
You could tell he's gaining a lot of information, a lot of knowledge, and there's just so much going on in his head, and he's trying to get it out. And it just felt like he was always simmering with something. You know what I mean? Whether it's, you know, just advice for the young guys, just about life, just about business, just about basketball. You can feel that he's always trying to get more and more information, you know, just keep gaining more and more information, and you can see it. I had dinner with him his last year in OKC. He came, we played the Lakers. He came and we had dinner together, and just stuff that we were talking about was just next level as far as just what he wanted to do when he was done playing, what was his visions as a businessman, how he wanted to leave his mark as a basketball ambassador. It was just so much we talked about, and made me appreciate his intelligent mind.
What did you take from him?
Just always learn and grow, always be a sponge and be curious. You know, just whether it's about the game, like I said, off the court, on the court, just be curious and always grow, always want to grow as a man, as a person, as a player. And, you know, it's pretty easy to see that when you meet with Kobe.
What is the funniest story that happened between you and Kobe?
I remember my first game I ever played against him. He took 44 shots and had 48 points, but he hit the game winner. But I had a chance to end the game. We tied up. And I was running up to get the ball, and it's like kind of my first taste of like fourth quarter basketball in the NBA. And he fouled me all the way up until I got the ball. It was just like blatant foul, and the refs just stared at him and looked at him and didn't call it. And I was like, that's what happens when you Kobe. You can do that stuff. So it was a level I knew I had to get to, and that's what made me realize that, you know, certain players on different levels that you gotta wait to get to that point. And it made me realize that early with Kobe. So it was a great early lesson for me.
Are you able to do that yet?
Oh, hell yeah.
Foul people all over the court?
Yeah. I get away with it sometimes, but that's just the nature of them seeing you so many times over and over again in that situation, and Kobe always coming through. So they couldn't let the young rook come in there and get the game that early, so I feel you.
What's your attitude with the young Reds? Like, do you kind of give them some of that, or you?
Nah, I mean, on the opposing teams, man, I feel like I said, I learned so much about the game, and I always would love someone to kind of mentor me as a young player. And I was kind of searching for that. So any young player in the league that I kind of know or seen come through, because I have camps and stuff that they come through as high school players, just let them know I'm there to support them, but also know that I'm going to compete extremely hard against them and try to win as well. So it's just a mutual respect you have for them, because you know how hard it is to get to this point. And we know how hard it is to keep it going. So I want every player to be successful, especially younger guys, and I want them to leave an imprint and a mark as an NBA player, so I just try to be there for support.
How'd Nick look in practice today?
Say it again?
How'd Nick look in practice?
He looked pretty bad to me. He looked like he gained a few pounds over this little couple-day break that he had, but his hair looks nice.